Hey everybody, we're talking $1 Million Listing Los Angeles here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking Season 9, Episode 11, Co-List from Hell. The drama in Malibu continues, and maybe we get a proposal? Let's chat about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Don't want a lot for Christmas.
Yeah.
There's just one thing I need.
With the colors.
All right, Mariah, new show. Who doesn't like this song?
I know, it's so great, right?
So we're just gonna do this all night.
Because there's a lot of love on today's episode.
We wanted to give you a
some
little
hate and some
Christmassy
drama.
before.
This is all you need for
Before it
Christmas,
starts.
right here.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking $1 Million Listing Los Angeles on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Erica Shannon. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Airy Baby. And joining me, we have a full panel tonight.
Yeah.
Joining me.
Yay! Hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year coming up. I am Chris Valentine. You can find me on Twitter as well, aka Golden Boy, and check out my celebrity interviews on my website, chrisvalentine.la.
What's up, everyone? I'm Nick Mardi. You can find me at Nick Mardi 13 and The Latest Late Show on YouTube.
Hey everyone, I'm Nataly Tavidian. Sorry I missed you all last week. I'm back, and you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian.
Excited to have you back.
Yay! I'm so excited that everybody's back.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here
I feel
either.
like-
I feel like I
Yeah.
was, but I wasn't.
Yeah, it was, well, you were busy, so.
I feel like I missed out on so
and
much.
if we're doing Coffee Talk, I did a big award show last week, and I met Aaron Carter and one of the housewives of Beverly Hills.
Very
Erica
cool.
Jane was supposed to be there. She didn't show up, so it was like a little heartbroken on that. But yeah, it's great to be back.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
We had a good show.
Yeah, we
It was
did.
fun.
With Angela.
Angela
my
was a
coworker
great
from
guest,
Guest
super
Seekers, yeah.
exciting, talking
Yeah.
about the Wes Craven house. So super grateful and fun show we had.
And we also talked a little bit about the Londonderry house that Josh Altman and Matt are listing. And we saw a little bit about that. No, we didn't see that this week. They mentioned it, but I don't think there's been any movement on it. But
No.
we did see Ryan, who was their new client, who is an entrepreneur and author.
Yes.
And he has a property that he lists and then takes off the market and lists and takes off the market.
That's
and,
just heartbreaking.
yeah.
Well,
My heart breaks for Josh Altman.
I know,
with
but
that property.
The important part to remember is that house is making money. So even though Josh convinced him to lower the price, I'm like, it's not all bad for this poor client because he is taking money in all the time, and it's exciting, I think, to rent your house out for movies and stuff like that.
Of course.
And I liked how he stayed loyal throughout the whole episode, that he wasn't going to break the contract. Once you sign something, I think you should follow through with it. And these
Yeah.
production companies, they rely on you doing that because it's a lot of expense. So I was kind of on his side, and he was kind of handsome too. So I enjoyed I enjoyed watching this
Good
episode.
eye handy.
But it's a win-lose situation when you think about it from a business perspective, because they said, Josh was saying how Ryan actually has 6 investment properties, which is a ton of income and commission if they were to sell all of them, because they're the only agent for all of them.
Right.
But on the other hand, even for instance, for the little time that they had Ryan's property on, they put in $50,000 into marketing. So imagine how Josh was explaining how they've done it so much back and forth. Ryan wanted to lease it, Ryan wanted to sell it, Ryan wanted to lease it, then imagine how many times and how much money Matt and Josh have put money into it. So
Right.
Ryan's getting, lease for it, but Josh keeps losing and losing. When will it actually pay off for him?
Right.
And how did he spend $20,000 in it seemed like a week?
Yeah.
How did he go through $20,000 on that?
Pictures
Well, you hold
and
Really?
open houses and
photography.
But he
Yeah.
did make a point to say this is such an important client to him with all the homes that he has on listing with him. I don't think he felt too bad. I think Josh, out of everybody on the show, is the most hard-nosed, though. I mean, when he negotiates, he does it hard for his buyers and sellers. He's kind of the harshest one on the show, but we did get into some fights I can't wait to talk about later.
But I appreciate Matt being so stern on the price. Ryan wanted to list it above 4 because he paid so much into it, and Matt was like, "No, this is the price. This is what we have to go with."
Ryan knew
Stuck
how
to his
much he had
guns.
paid for the house emotionally. He emotionally paid for that house. And I'm glad that he realized that, so he didn't have to go over a battle of, hey, no, I want 4.5. No, you already paid too much for it.
Right.
You know that. So I was happy for that.
And what Josh told him was actually very smart. Buyers don't care what you put into it. They only care about what they're going to get
It
out
had
of
a
it.
Crystal Beach, though.
I mean, that's great, but it doesn't mean anything that you spent $50,000 on it for the
Yeah.
buyer. They're just like,
$500,000.
oh,
yeah.
500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That beach
they don't
is-
care.
It's
They're
really
just
not
like, I
fair
want
for
it.
them, though. It's not fair for the agents at the end when buyers are like, well, that's too bad.
Josh knows he's going to get his money though. He's going to get his
do
money
this
back on the
without
other
you.
other deals, and he'll eventually get it on this house too. So yeah, the client was hard nosed, stuck to his guns. That's probably why he has a Lamborghini, you know, and he's doing so well in life. He's just knows what he wants and he sticks to it. So it's great. I like
But
that.
he was loyal enough to stick with the same agent.
Yes.
So that's good news there.
And hopefully we'll see him on one of the other 5 properties that
Yes.
he still has.
Yeah, he looks
Because-
great on camera. That's why.
Because that house actually did have an offer put in on it. If we can talk about Rose and Shannon for a second.
Yeah.
They came in and Rose was so adamant about taking pictures because there was wear and tear. I don't know what exceptional wear and tear she was looking for.
I think it was a
or
fine.
saw.
They just didn't like the floors. I don't know what they were talking about. Like what the specifics were. They were like getting in there, taking photos of the sink.
Any little mark, was being
Yeah.
brought up and taken pictures of.
That's all.
But
wear
it's like
and
the
tear.
house is lived in. What else do you expect? You expect
Yeah.
it to be
Not
pristine?
only lived in, but it's being rented out to movies all the time.
Right.
And let me tell you something: when they film a movie, they do not
They're
care.
gonna get scratches
That
left
house
and
is going
right.
to get torn up, and it's like I almost felt like Rose knew. Maybe it was like a party house, or at the very least, it's being used for movies. And they are harsh. Usually, in the contract, they write. If they're smart, any wear and tear and repainting all has to be redone. And if they're really, really smart, they will have you locked into, you have to come back and shoot the show there because it's like a show like Dynasty or something. That house in the front, once it's captured, the viewers
Right.
expect to keep seeing it. And so you can get money every single time it's used over and over again. So
And that's probably how he keeps. He's able to continue to rent it out. 'cause
you
it's
can't
probably
change.
Returning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bad are the floors gonna get?
Nataly,
What are they dragging on there?
we want you to go and resurface everything, repaint it. But we just saw some little nicks, and I thought it was so cute to have that little guy following around with his camera. And it was like hilarious. Josh is like, do you really need to, no, you don't really need to take pictures. Stop taking pictures.
And he was like, "I'll get it buffed out. It's fine."
Yeah.
Just like
don't
let's keep.
don't show the
showing the
client any
house.
more pictures.
And I saw both sides of it once again. I saw there being a need to show the flaws because this client was very detail oriented. But then I saw Josh's opinion where he's like, I can get rid of that for like $200, you know? So
Yeah,
like, is that
calm
really
down.
worth this? Like the not selling it for $5.5 million, just a $200 buff? Yeah. So I got both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Josh knows how to create a storyline, or at least make it a little interesting for TV. So I felt there was a little bit of that in there too, but it was funny.
Oh, I felt like that was on Rose's part. Like she came in and was like, "I need to
Yeah.
set myself apart, so I'm gonna make it seem like all of these nicks and little things are." I mean,
Good TV
again,
right
for
there.
a buyer, like you're saying, Nick, for a buyer, it might mean everything. It's the difference between an accepted offer or a proposed offer. So it all
Yeah.
works. It all works on both sides.
And the client can't be there, and you want to see what the house really looks like at that moment. So
Right.
yeah, I can see how Rose was told to do that, and she did her job.
And that's what Josh was trying to say too. He was like, "We had photos professionally taken,"
Yeah,
and she was like, "No."
She needs
I
the
need
finer
it.
we need to
details.
see
Yeah.
it right now.
We don't want the glossy looking pretty photos. We want it how it is, real deal every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you mentioned getting into some drama.
Yay!
With David, James, and Madison out in Malibu.
We finally saw it. We finally
saw
it.
it
The
last
previews
week.
have been leading up to this more than the wedding or Paris.
Which is
You know what
important
I
too.
thought was really cool to watch this as a person in the real estate industry was seeing all the international MLS equivalents, how they go all out and go global, and
Yeah.
that was really cool to see because we know David and James do international,
Right.
but it was really cool to see
The Chinese print at the
It
bottom
was
of the
cool to
picture.
see the Chinese MLS. Yeah.
Yeah, they had it everywhere.
It's very cool to see,
Well,
actually.
a lot of the buyers in Beverly Hills or for Beverly Hills and Bel Air are foreign clients. When
Yes.
you go there now today, it is not what you think it is. A lot of Middle Easterners are buying the homes, and they're shopping on Rodeo Drive and things like that. So it is very international, and that, you need to do that nowadays.
Yeah,
Market
It
it
was
in
really
foreign
cool
countries.
to see that.
I wonder what the return is though.
Well, I
For
think
the Chinese market more specifically, because that's the one that we saw.
Personally, I think the Chinese market is going to go down under the next 4 years, and America is going to be more expensive to buy in. So the time to buy might be now. There's a lot of houses on the market right now, and I think the prices are going to go up over the next few years. So it would be a good investment for anybody.
And just to piggyback off of that, just putting my real estate hat on, the interest rates are still low
Yes.
right now. So
Yes.
it is it's still a great time to buy.
Okay, viewers, get your house in
Well,
Beverly Hills
there you
now.
But yeah, so we saw this house in Malibu introduced last week. And we already knew that there was some tension between Madison and David and James.
Mr. Malibu.
Because Madison didn't want to co-list.
Right.
That's
the
his
client.
territory. I think
Yeah.
he was clearly very offended. But I think in this episode we saw how much he likes to be in control. Like when the Lamborghini party came in, he was like, I should have been part of that whole process leading up to it.
And I felt like, didn't James and David just find out that day about the Lamborghini party?
They did.
It's not like they were putting Madison off.
But what Madison didn't like is that they didn't even know that they were interested in it or
Right.
looking
Yeah,
into
I
I
feel
feel
that.
like
So
David
that's
and
what he was
James
upset
did have
about.
some dates already in mind, and maybe Lamborghini was like, okay, it could be this weekend or the following weekend.
Yeah.
So he could have told Madison that, but I think Madison was trying to find any reason to really show why he doesn't need them for this co-listing or to have a co-listing. So I feel like he just took it way overboard with everything he did.
I agree.
I love it. I love watching him on the show, but I think this time it kind of just took any reason.
I love how we've all gotten to a level where we're sitting here, you know, dressed for success, talking about the Lamborghini party. Like, you know, no big deal. They just brought on the Lamborghini.
I thought it was like a Lamborghini club. I'm like, all those cars, because you know they get together in clubs around the U.S. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, they all just showed up, and maybe they'll just buy a $9 million house for the weekend. Who knows?
Why not?
But
They have
it
a
was-
Lamborghini. They must be able to afford a home
That
like
was,
that.
I think that was the point of it.
It was, but the cars there weren't actually owned by people with Lamborghinis. I think a lot
right.
of it was rented cars for the weekend, and I bet you it was a lot of club members because they were part of the Lamborghini club. So they had the right
Still pretty
clientele.
exclusive,
But I was
still
going
a
to
good
say,
clientele.
That's what it was. It was a list of Lamborghini owners
Right.
and club
Right.
members. That's what they said. Yeah.
they just didn't bring their Lamborghinis with them that day.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they
But-
did bring some pretty Lamborghinis, though.
Yeah,
that
they
baby
did.
blue one, that one caught my eye. I don't know
They
about
filled
you
up
guys.
like the whole tennis court with
Yeah.
all of them. That was cool to watch. They were like reversing them.
Maybe
like it
they
was
were
a warehouse.
poaching. Like, maybe we
I
could
want
sell
to
some
have a
cars.
little Volkswagen Beetle party.
That would be cute, especially all
we
of the
bring a bunch
colors.
of bugs, you know?
Yeah.
to the $15 million house. Bugs
Exactly.
anyone?
Old school ones, like
I love
the
those.
original.
Oh, that would be
metal.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like Madison, who's been the darling of the show in past seasons, did go a little overboard, like Nick was saying. I think he should have been.
Erica, you've been a huge fan.
Yes, since the beginning.
He should have been thankful that they brought in that clientele. I mean, this isn't a very expensive house. This isn't 2 or 3 or 4 million. This is 9 point something million. That is going to be a much
It is.
harder
It's a
house to
Chinese
sell.
market, yeah.
Madison should have first of all been thankful that they did that. James and David did a fantastic job of putting that event together. So I think he went way, way overboard. And as we see, karma can be a bitch.
Well,
But we'll get into that.
before we even get there, what Madison did in response to that Lamborghini event was he decided to bring his Malibu team along to that listing and poach a little bit
Shady.
for his neighboring listing.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you guys all know I'm a big advocate of be aggressive. So I was kind of thinking about the episode where David and James quote unquote break into the house, and I love that. I was like, look at them, they're awake, they know what's going on, they know that house is going to go on the market. Be aggressive.
I like that too.
This, for a moment I was like, that might be smart, but the way he did it, like, get to know the clients and contact them in the future, not right then
Out
and
of
there.
contact, yeah, the following day
If
or
I
something
was
like
the
that.
seller of the house,
He
I
didn't
would have
even
been
wait.
so upset. He was like, oh, if you don't like this house, look down there. There's another home
he said it
that's
real
like a
quick.
fraction of the price.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
were talking about that a little bit while we were watching, and I was saying that there's a way to do it. If
Mm-hmm.
the client mentions, oh, this house doesn't really check my boxes.
Meaning too expensive.
Right. Then you can say, well, if you
Right.
don't care for this one, there's another one down the
Yeah.
street. There's an
knew.
impropriety.
Get a feel.
Hello, welcome. If this house doesn't work for you, look ahead.
Yeah, it's like he didn't even care about the house that
Yeah.
they were at. I was like,
He knew what he was
that
doing.
was wrong.
And he's
So
on
that
camera.
looked unethical. It sounded unethical. Having his entire team there pushing for the other home.
Yeah.
When David and James are the ones that put this
Well,
party
I
together.
do like how the whole team was dressed professionally and they had a certain look,
Yeah.
which I like that because if you have a question while you're there as a client, you know exactly who to go to. The guy with the handkerchief is going to be able to tell you something with, you know that's a real estate agent. So I like that presentation. It's just, he came across as the villain in this
Yeah.
episode and I felt like he did it himself. I don't think
I don't think it was editing.
Yeah, I don't. So yeah, he has nobody to blame.
And then
but
we
himself.
saw the karma come back around, and what comes around goes around. I felt
the
bad for
clients,
him, though. That was terrible.
He hurt himself all around. He hurt himself with the other real estate agents, the agency, which is a major agency. You know, Mauricio came again. It's great to see him, but he also hurt himself when the clients upstairs are watching. And you know, they could have thought, well, there's a crew down there with cameras. They need to create something. It's still bad. It looks bad. It looks bad to the viewer who may want to hire Madison in Malibu. It kind of hurts his reputation a little bit. He did come across as a little bitchy. I'm sorry.
That's what Josh Altman actually brought up when he was in here. Remember, he said that he had once regretted being on the show because
of the way it made him look.
Yeah, well, that one, I forgot if it was a seller, it was somebody who he had sold a house to, who was ready to resell that house with Altman again.
And they
had
didn't
said,
hire him.
Yeah, he saw him on the show, and then he said he didn't want to sell to Josh Altman because of that. And so I feel like it does. It's like with anything else. You know, you post something on social media that was maybe not appropriate, and you're trying to get a full-time job or a part-time whatever, and they come across that nowadays, you're not going to get the job. Same thing. If you're on a TV show and you act a certain way, especially when you're dealing with people every day, whatever.
And you're negotiating
2 million people
with
watch
cameras.
this season. Yeah.
So yeah, Madison was a little queenie. He knows the cameras are there. He knows what time of day it is.
Right.
This is a reality show, but he went too far.
Right.
So
It's possible that he was just angry. He was in a bad mood because he didn't feel included
I just
with
feel-
the Lamborghini party. So he was just lashing out, and that translated horribly on camera.
but it was his personality. I think it is who he is, and I just hope he doesn't talk to Bravo that way, because maybe that's why he's not on so many episodes this season.
Well,
Tell
to
us
be
how you
honest,
really feel.
to be honest, I
listen.
think he wasn't on because he didn't have much to have on.
Oh.
He didn't have a big storyline. He had
Okay.
the one client who couldn't make up her mind, was always busy.
Well, if he's trying to be the Brandy Glanville of this show, he is doing a good job. I mean, he's giving some drama,
Well,
but
let's be real. I feel like every single agent is selling a house. That's the base of the story. But I feel like it's the way they edit it and they shoot it that makes it cool. Look, if they took the shots of every single house without the cool music, without the cool exterior shots, interior shots, we wouldn't probably be as interested. So it's all about the editing. And maybe I'm sure Madison has gotten very interesting clients, but they're like, I don't know, the way Josh talks on the phone is cooler, so that's why. I mean, it's little things, I guarantee. But everyone is in common in the end. It's nothing way different from one another.
Yeah, and to go off of what you're saying, we do this hashtag plug yourself on the show, and we thought of that because $1 Million Listing is a hashtag plug yourself for Josh, David, James, Josh, and Madison.
for sure.
And it doesn't make you look good when you're fighting with your fellow agents, when you don't seem to be focused on the house that you're listing to. In this regard, and I'm saying this as a a Madison fan,
Former. No.
this is your visual business card.
It is.
It's
It's like
important.
confessing here.
Well, look, James and David were worried that they lost that listing because it was for 3 months. They were worried that maybe the client found out that there was bickering going on and there was a fight going on while they were showing the house. And then for them to be arguing right after they lost the listing, they wanted another 3 months, they didn't get it. Listen, I'm sure the client is listening to this argument happen right downstairs in front of his house. So he's like, if he was upset before, he's just going to confirm what he thought. It's unprofessional, you know.
But here's what the show's doing a brilliant job capturing.
What,
The
Nataly?
job of real estate. You have those moments, and now it's captured on camera.
Do you scream in front of the
No, I do not. That's not who I am.
That's
I feel
right.
like I'm more like Josh. I'm pretty laid back and calm. Josh
Your
Love.
flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you take occasional trips to Paris.
Yeah.
Of
You know, I have
course.
friends there.
Exactly. Well, what's his name did? The new guy.
Oh God, Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby, do you not want to say
Listen,
Bobby's name?
I
What is
have
going
to
on? Is he
take
not warming
time
up to
to
you?
accept new people. I get very attached to cast members, and I liked Colton, and I knew there was problems, but it's like it's happening so fast. You know, this
That's
Bobby.
not a problem.
It's not a problem. I know relationships firsthand that, like you said, you could be together for 6 months and you're with them for the rest of your life. I get that.
Like
Like
I
Josh's
get that.
parents.
I,
Yeah.
Exactly, and I know people in real life. So this whole thing of Bobby, what we didn't really know too much. I think in some social media circles, and I think some of the viewers already know this, Bobby knew Josh Flagg for 10 years. They don't push that too much on the show, so there is a history there. But every time Josh asks him, do you love me, I have never once on camera heard Bobby say, I love you, or I feel strongly about you. And it happened again this episode at the very beginning. Bobby,
Maybe he's just camera shy.
No.
The benefit of the doubt.
He did allude. He alluded.
He said, I did not have plans to come to the city until I was in love. Something
love.
Like that. I got
and then
told.
Josh says, didn't Josh say something like, are you in love? And
No, he said, and now you are.
And now you are. He answered for him. So I want to hear the words, Bobby. I want to hear more emotion, and I want to hear it literally said from your mouth. But yeah, they're moving very fast.
I think once
Maybe
that
it's
ring
just
goes on
camera
his
shy.
finger, he'll say, I love you. Not just for the ring. I'm saying, like, it's an emotional moment. We can't not hear I love you.
You're talking about that little gold band?
Yeah.
Okay.
The classic
Are you
old
saying
band.
that with
I'm not
criticism?
that is what I will not do, because I don't want Josh Flagg lashing out on me on Twitter. I love all of you guys, but yeah, in the gay world, some people may think that a more extravagant looking ring might be applicable, but to each his own. To each his own.
Are you more extravagant? Is that what you're trying to
I
say?
would expect something a little bit more major.
Flashy.
Yeah, but in the family, I guess glass rings work. So.
Well, I was gonna say in
Is he
regards
actually
to
using
bands,
a glass ring?
I don't think so.
Is that going to happen,
I
or was
think
that
it's just a
part of
passing
the
of a
story?
family heirloom. I think they're kind of giving it to Josh as an heirloom.
as a symbol.
And I was
Like,
joking.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to laugh, but it didn't work. Can't I be a little shady?
So gullible. We're so gullible.
Glass
I was thinking more like, I
right?
won't laugh
I'm
at
like,
that.
I don't know.
I like you, Flag. That guy.
Josh, it's a joke. I'm just going with the storyline. I think it's so funny that the family hands down a glass ring. It's great, and it's not about the most expensive gift that you can
I
give.
love it because it's so sentimental. It
Truly,
doesn't matter how much that
love
ring
is more
worth.
important,
Yes.
but I would like something more expensive if it was a Beverly Hills band.
But that is the question, though.
Uh-huh.
If you were to get something like that, would you immediately take it to be priced or valued, I should say?
I feel if you can afford it, try to make a little bit more effort.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to judge Josh Flagg or his family, but I would as a woman, wouldn't you want the guy to give you
I
what
know
he could
exactly
afford?
what I want.
You know exactly what you want. Wouldn't you want something really nice? It means a lot, just the thought of putting more
But here, let's think about
diamonds
this.
into the band.
I discussed this with my
agree.
friend because
I'm
whenever
with you.
we're all
Thank you.
around LA and I'm in this scene too, and I see things and you're around people. When he's been in LA for like 4 generations, right? And when you grow up in that kind of lifestyle, for example, a
Cheap.
Ferrari to any of us is like, wow, that's a really nice car. To them, it's a daily car. It's a car I can park in the street. I don't mind. I don't need to park in the garage, So a gold
Buy
band
all
is something
cash.
like chill. It's like, oh, that's very nice. To us, we're like, oh, we would like the Ferrari. But they're like, oh, yeah, I got a Ferrari when I was 16. It's chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally normal.
Not me.
That's
No,
what
I don't
think.
want a
And I
gold
was just
band.
gonna say, in terms of band size, and I don't know if this is universal at all, but sometimes people will say the larger the band is, especially for the man or husband or the band, generally the bigger it is, the less confidence maybe
Ooh.
one of the people in the relationship have in the relationship.
Wasn't it traditionally
in the
those
marriage.
6 months of your income is what you're supposed to put into it?
But I'm talking about the
I've
actual
heard
size.
3. Where'd
Or
you
3?
get 6?
I'm talking about the
It's
actual
Beverly Hills,
size.
Here's what I
baby.
think. I think, Natalie, you put some thought in your ring, but I think you put your whole life into thinking about this ring.
Well,
you know about this.
The first time I was given a ring, I was completely blown away, and when it happened, I wasn't expecting it, and it was really special, and it was
My
more than
father
just
is
a
a
gold.
jewelry designer. # plug yourself. He could
Yes.
design anything you want.
Or plug himself.
All right.
Plug.
Plugging
so
CT's
you've grown
fine
up
jewelry.
around
Yeah.
this rings. And
I know. A little
Oh, that's
bit
how
about
you know.
I know a
'cause
little
you're
bit
like,
about
I know that
diamonds.
cut,
I
know
can
that
understand
clearly.
if
Just
you
a tad.
can't afford it and you're just trying to put food on the table like most people. I get that, but if you can afford it, I think
I thought it was. I like the ring.
Okay,
I
works for
thought it
you.
was nice.
Works for you. Okay,
thought it was
ladies.
nice.
Ladies, a gold band, simple gold band.
I love it.
For Nick. Okay.
I guess I'm more simple in that. I just prefer white gold than traditional gold. That's my
Do
only.
you like costume jewelry? Like, would you like
I would
that?
do. I would
Like,
do
you like a just.
if it is a major thing where he's saying this is the one and only, this is who I'm going to marry for the rest of my life. I think more jewelry will be coming from Josh in the future.
Yes.
I just think it's a bigger moment. It's $1 Million Listing LA. I don't know if that has
I
anything
guess
to do
you
with
can
it.
compare it to
Probably
like
doesn't.
maybe
There was
Ryan
something
Serhant
shiny,
of
please.
$1 Million Listing New York when he shut down Times Square, as we've discussed before. I think if you shut down Times Square and then you gave that gold band, I think that makes up for it. If that's what you're talking about.
Sure.
You want a big moment.
I think I would appreciate it. I think there's nothing wrong with it. If you can afford it, hey, why not do something special? That's all.
So you don't think the flash mob was special?
Nah, it was cute.
I mean, he probably flew him to Paris. He put him up.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not trying to go off on a
flash
side note.
mob.
I want to hear your perfect engagement story in like 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to talk about my personal life too much. I can't.
Whatever you want it to be. Future. Go.
I think I like that the idea of a man kneeling. I liked that. I feel like Bobby should have been the one kneeling to Josh. I don't know why. I just feel weird seeing Josh do it. I think I like traditions. I like the ring. I like the man opening the door, paying for dinner. All those things is what you should do, especially if you're going after that person. The other person can appreciate it, and it shows respect to that person, and you can show respect back. But I like the traditional male, and I'm not saying male-female. It could be male-male, but I like to see those traditions that play within those roles as well, between two guys. So that's what I like also. Yeah.
But no flash mob. You wouldn't.
It was nice. It was nice. It was nice.
But I'm wondering, what do you want? Like,
I want to
would
see
you want a
Britney
carriage
Spears.
or
I want to
something
see
like that?
Erica Jane with her dancers. I mean, I want to see high glam. This look like regular people off the street. I don't want to say
You
anything
want a
about it.
foo-foo. You want a fifi.
I want it slick. If you can afford it, do it.
So maybe that's what Josh understands about Bobby. Maybe Bobby is more of
Understated?
Yeah,
Because we don't know that even yet. Good point. We don't know how
We don't know hardly anything about Bobby. He doesn't.
And
talk.
that's another
This
thing.
guy.
That's another thing.
He hardly talks.
Excuse me.
I have to read his
Bravo. Who is
eyes.
this
But
Bobby?
then again, the show is more about their business. Yeah, it's about their personal life, but maybe Josh wants to keep this one under wraps because we saw so much about him and Colton, and he just doesn't want to do that again.
Why take a camera crew to Paris with you? Why not just go by yourself? Do you think he had to?
That's a good point.
Oh,
Because
I'm
the viewers
sure.
wanna
Come
see it.
on, I'm sure.
So we want to see
Positive.
something, but you think maybe Josh is just trying to keep it not completely over the top?
Yeah, going back to when Josh and Heather were here, we were talking about their wedding.
Oh, that's
and how
right.
It was more, we only
You get
saw
15
so much.
minutes and that's
Yeah.
it. A certain amount of time is all we're going to give you.
Yeah.
I get that. The more celebrities show themselves on camera and talk about their personal relationships, the more likely it seems that it goes bad. And the ones that stay the longest in the relationships don't talk or show anything. So I get that. I don't know where Josh Flagg is at. I don't know if he's trying to, calm it down, but there is a show. There is a show being shown. He did hire a flash mob. He did bring his family. There were camera crews. Sometimes you can tell when they're not going to bring a camera crew, it'll be kind of, they'll use their cameras.
Yeah.
And it'll be kind of messy. But they brought a camera crew for sure, so they were all in.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It really upsets you that you don't know who Bobby is.
Bobby, can you talk a little bit more on camera for us? That's our job, is to critique you guys. So we haven't heard that much about you, but
Well, then again, he's not on the show. Josh is on the show. He just so happens to.
you guys like
be
Bobby.
here.
You guys like Bobby.
I'm for,
I
I'm
like
for
him
everything
enough.
that happened.
I like
I'm for
him
everything
enough.
that happened. I just
Okay.
he was so excited about. I don't know. I'm happy. I'm not saying you weren't happy for that. I'm saying I'm happy for them. Kind of like if that's how Josh wanted it to be. I'm excited for him. He was really excited about that ring, and it was really cool how
I saw it for a half second, so I couldn't critique it too much.
it was a gold,
Just basic,
simple
right?
gold,
Yeah.
basic.
Basic. I just expect more from the gay culture. A little bit more
Come on,
fancy.
Josh.
A little flashier.
I just think he knows Bobby enough to know what he likes, and he provided Bobby.
I can't even see
You can
Bobby
read
with a
Bobby's
gutty.
mind. Great.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
Hopefully.
Bobby with a gutty ring either.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't
Not
adorn
even.
himself. Like he doesn't have.
And I
rings
feel like
on.
Josh knows exactly what he wants, so he's
I think
the
they're
one.
both masculine in
Okay.
the sense that I don't see them with like shishi
Okay.
ring.
Yeah. Okay, well, what's the deal with the white suits they're both wearing? Is there a reason for that?
I don't know.
Engagement.
Well, no, they were going to like, Josh pretended they were going to a fashion show or something.
Yeah.
So that was
Okay.
just, I guess, what they were wearing
Okay.
in the fashion show.
All right. Oh, did my mic just come on?
I don't know. I feel like mine just got louder too.
Mine did too.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, that was.
Congratulations, Mazel Tov.
Yeah, we're very.
I hope
Well,
it.
we were left with a cliffhanger, so
Exactly, we
don't
don't-
spoil
If
it.
they drag
Mazel
this
tov to
out, wait. If they drag this out any longer,
We're
it's
all
going to
have
be
a
next
heart attack.
season. But, and you know what's interesting? Who was telling us when they came that they're still taping?
Oh, good.
They are.
Maybe
was
we'll
like
get
James
14
or David.
episodes.
One of them said that they were still taping. So how,
Might have
I don't
been
know.
David.
I don't understand how next week is the season finale.
Is it? Did they
If
say
they,
that?
yeah, that's
Is
what
it
they
the
said.
season finale or is it like a winter finale?
They said season finale, but it's possible it's a
Mid-season
it's
finale,
mid-season
maybe.
finale.
I mean, I remember
have to
when
confirm
we were
this.
talking. I was speaking with Louise a long time ago, and from $1 Million Listing New York, and he was talking about. And on the show, actually, you saw him say there was a season finale, and he's in front of the camera. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to take this mic off. We're done. How long? I get a vacation." They're like, "No, we're gonna be at your house tomorrow." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's
season.
like, "We
The
start
next
shooting the
season.
next season."
Oh,
And he was like,
It's
"What?"
nonstop.
Yeah, it's nonstop. It's continuation.
You signed up for
But
it.
I mean, look at it. They're getting good business. I'm happy for them. They're enjoying
Yeah.
it.
Someday Eric and I will be on the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see us.
Dream big.
And I'll be taking the pictures
In the
of
background.
the minor little flaws.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd
You'll
be
be
awesome.
you'll be the Shannons.
Yeah.
What?
The Shannons. That was
Yes.
the assistant's name.
Yeah, definitely.
funny.
I will do anything to be on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a really good episode, though. I like this
Yeah, I
episode.
liked it a lot. One thing I also did like, if I can mention, is Josh's purple suit.
Ooh,
I
how did we
loved
forget
it.
about that?
Yeah.
Did he
That
say
was
it
a
was
good one.
cashmere?
No, I think he said
That was
Ryan's was cashmere.
Ryan's was cashmere.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were ready for the beach with those white things. But yeah, that purple suit on Josh Altman. Josh, where did you get it done? I need to know your tailor. It was gorgeous.
I know.
The
I know he
shades are
gets all
beautiful.
his suits custom made.
Oh, where?
He's posted about it
They
before
are
because he's had some giveaways.
form-fitting, and I really do want to see his
Oh,
pants.
he has an entire chapter on his book about
Oh, really?
getting your suits tailored
have to get the book.
to your body.
That's what Kevin Undergaro said. You need form-fitting clothes. But I really want to see Josh Altman's pants split when he gets into a Lamborghini, like he said.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is not nice.
Those pants are tight.
Yeah.
He always looks fantastic. And I know you got your handkerchief from his line of clothes, right?
Oh, because it's purple.
It's perfectly matching.
Well said. Well said.
I need to start doing that.
True. All I'm missing is his McLaren that he hopped into.
That's it.
Yeah, that was in a little bit
Just
of a
a
nice
minor
car.
little
Just a little
detail.
thing.
We saw a lot of nice cars tonight.
I'm sure you can find it by
True.
your gym.
I could. They're always at my gym. I'm like,
Oh yeah, where were they tonight in relation to one of the equinoxes?
No, they were at the West LA Equinox.
Yeah.
Because whenever I drive through that's where they met up with Orion.
Everyone's always by Nick's gym.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them.
Just
Yeah.
so you know, viewers, everything with Nick is in relation to Equinox. So,
Mm-hmm.
watching the show.
I'm still new to LA. I've been here for a couple months, but ever since I won that competition and I can go to any Equinox now, like I just think about
You
in
go to all the
relation-
Equinoxes?
Yeah, because I've passed all of them now.
Oh, I do all the 24-hour fitness.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so if you wanna-
kind of similar, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So like, I kind of know if you say West LA Equinox, if you say the Wet WeHo Equinox, I know where we're talking about.
How many
I feel
hours
like
a
I'm
day?
like that with the mall or Starbucks.
Okay, so we
What
all have
malls
that
do
kind of
go
thing,
to?
you know.
The Galleria?
Yes, the Santa Anita one is the one I go to the most. The one in Arcadia.
Okay.
Yeah.
You a Valley girl?
Arcadia's Valley?
Well, wait a minute. I won't say where you live because I'll let you reveal that when you're ready.
Oh, Pasadena. Everybody knows this.
She's neighbors with Erica Jane. But yeah, I love Pasadena. They have a Ritz-Carlton there too.
They do.
I was gonna say everything in relation to you is with Erica Jane.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Nick, it's Equinox.
Catch me on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Tuesday nights. But yeah, absolutely. And the Ritz-Carlton too. Everything's in relation to Ritz-Carlton. So remember the Ritz-Carlton in Paris.
Erica, where do you put everything in relation
No
to?
idea. I just drive.
The one in Pasadena.
It's
Hey,
like my house.
by the way,
Here.
the one in Pasadena used to be a Ritz-Carlton. It's now called
It's
the
now the Langham.
Langham.
Yes,
But
grade
if you
spa, I've
go
been there.
there, it looks still like the Ritz. It looks fantastic. The one tonight in the episode was in Paris. That's where Princess Diana left right after, But it is gorgeous. And they have one in London that is
The Langham?
freaking believable. No, the Ritz-Carlton.
Ritz.
It is oh my gosh, it's like a palace.
Oh, that's right, they stayed at the Ritz.
They literally look like palaces.
Yeah.
And in times of need, the kings and queens of England would stay at those.
Oh, wow.
It's like almost in residency.
There's just a wealth of knowledge tonight.
And
love all
hashtag
this.
wealth, yeah.
Oh, but
love all the trivia.
you mentioned king and queen, and that
Yes.
just made me think of Edith and how they shouted her
I
out
love
in tonight's
that.
That was
episode,
very sweet.
I
which was so
love
nice
that.
because Josh took an annual trip with Edith.
Yeah.
And speaking of understated, you know what a lot of rich people do is they will do that understated thing. Well, they'll put the most expensive thing in a paper bag, and I'm like, oh, that is so Edith. She would do something like that, where you have $1 million pair of earrings in a paper bag. Yeah, and that's why the rich are different than, I won't say us, but some people.
No, it's a smart move.
It's great, and it's like maybe you're least likely to be robbed too.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
who's gonna take a paper bag? You know.
Well, now maybe it's more likely because they told a secret.
They'll
but
take a makeup bag now if you have anything in your car.
Let's not.
Okay.
Oh, that was terrible.
I didn't
Why would
say-
they bring that up?
Erica.
But that's the truth. Is like you don't want to leave anything that looks like a bag in your car now. You have to put it in your
I
trunk.
know that now.
Yeah.
Especially around the holidays.
Yes, because people are desperate to get gifts for their
I'm
family.
loving this PSA we got going on right now.
Yeah.
Don't leave things in your car.
Don't leave them in the car.
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty much it for the episode, unless you guys had any. Oh, we didn't really talk about Madison's jaw issue.
Oh.
We talked about karma hitting
We
him.
talked about
Karma.
Karma, yeah.
Hashtag karma's bitch.
Literally hitting him.
Yeah, with
his
the knee.
nephew's knee. Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Yeah, his cousin. His
Dude,
cousin
I can't
was.
imagine what
I think
that would be.
Yeah.
diving. He said his cousin was diving off.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
he
felt really bad
kicked
for him there.
I do.
And
I
he
don't
had to,
wish that on anybody.
Yeah, no.
That's just horrible.
No, even
Yeah.
if you're a terrible human being, I would not
Yeah,
wish
I
that
mean,
on
even
anyone.
with James and David arguing.
I was gonna say not that Madison's a terrible human being.
I'm just saying we would not wish that on
I
anybody.
don't wish anything bad on anyone.
Twisting my words.
Yeah. But James and David, you know, that argument, and then to see the scene where now he can't even barely talk.
That was sad.
And then they get in another argument with his jaw wired shut, and he's arguing with them, and then they kind of make fun of him. But
They didn't make fun of him.
They're like,
They were bickering back and forth, and David and James just used that against him. Look at me, I'm like, David and James didn't do
They
anything.
ain't do
wrong.
anything wrong. No.
no.
I was confused why he said before they went in to talk to Jerry that he was going to have to do he was going to be talking in a limited manner. And then he gets in there and he's the first one to talk. I was like, what happened to what y'all just were talking about outside?
No,
I
it was
don't
just
know.
messed up when he on the way out he goes, well, I hope to see you soon, or like I hope we can work this
Oh
out.
yeah, he said when you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah. Ugh.
He
like,
always says that,
that was
though.
shady.
No, come on.
Not
Listen,
not in front of
from
other
season one.
agents.
Not
though.
for this, though, in this situation?
It's okay. I'm not going to judge him on that, because from season one, Madison always does that, and I like that because he leaves the door open with the client. He doesn't oversales pressure them, is the way I used to look at it. Tonight, it maybe didn't look so good after
Right,
all the things
Because
that
the
he
other
did.
agents are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, call me when
The
you're
other
ready.
agents who just
I'm there for you, buddy, when
listing
you're ready
just
to read it.
expired.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
was
very
not
nice.
very, no, it's kind of uncouth in that situation, but it's a go-to that he's done in the past, so I could see how he had that kind of ready, but in this situation, it didn't look too good.
Yeah. What do you think, and this will tie right into predictions, but what do you think the likelihood of Jerry calling them or just one of them back is?
Well, after he watches that episode and he sees their behavior, I wouldn't call him back unless I wanted to be on the show again.
Both of them?
No, I think if he was going to do it, well, isn't Madison like a long-term client with him?
I don't
how did
recall
he-
that.
Okay,
think so.
I didn't see all of last week's episode, so I don't really know the whole setup of why they had to co-list in the first place. I just know Madison was upset, and Madison was acting like that was his client, and he doesn't like to share. So I'll have to rewatch that and
Madison
see what
was
happens.
just mad because he said Malibu's my area.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's really it.
Why are these guys from Beverly
Which
Hills
is quite
coming in?
understandable, but on Jerry's part, which was smart, is he said, I want to cover all the area I can in LA.
Okay.
And internationally.
And internationally, because
Yeah.
Dave and James were known for that. And they did a good job. We saw the evidence of how much they worked on it, so I mean,
Yeah, and James has a great English accent, so how do you go wrong with that?
yeah. You're thinking on all the guys tonight, my man.
No, I like it. I like it. Wouldn't you want somebody representing you with that wonderful English accent, $1 million listening LA? Slightly Valley Girl there.
What do you guys think? Do you think Jerry might call them or either
I
of them
think
back?
after watching this episode, he would go with David and James.
Thank you. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
But it's watching the episode, seeing all the background.
I was just
and-
waiting for the predictions music. That's all.
Oh, okay.
The house is being sold already. Has already been sold, I bet.
You never know, because getting into predictions.
Steven, our wonderful engineer, is on the job tonight.
Thank you, Steven.
Finally.
I was just gonna say, the
Thank you,
previews
Steve.
that we saw for next week, David and James are actually gonna meet with a potential client who's had their house on the market for 800 days.
How much was that house?
I have no idea. We'll see that next week, though.
Okay.
So it's quite possible. Oh, which one? The one in Malibu?
Well, the one in Malibu we know is over $9 million. I
Yeah.
would go with James and David on that one too. They are more professional. They have more access to high-end clients. Madison just didn't come off very good at all in that episode.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I agree.
There you go. That's all we need.
I second that. And we will see this proposal finally.
Hopefully.
Well, we better get a lot out of it if
we
this is
kind
the
of
last
ended with
episode.
a cliff.
Like
It's
now
gonna
I
be-
need a cake, I need the garter belt throw, I need the whole thing.
There's
It's gonna
something
be the
that's gonna
first
happen
5
with
minutes.
Edith. I feel like there's gonna be something maybe right after Bobby gets proposed to. They immediately go to just a little area where he always went with Edith to kind of like.
And there'll be a more extravagant jewelry gift.
Huh.
Okay, that's
Good
my
prediction.
prediction. That is
That's
my
gonna be the
prediction.
successful
Your prediction
season
is
for
he's
you.
gonna go to Champs-Elysees and he's gonna be like, just kidding, I actually got you this ring.
That's what he's going to do because Edith did it and he really follows Edith. He acts very much like her. I think that's my prediction because we haven't seen anything. I predict he's going to give a more valuable piece of jewelry to Bobby to show his.
They're keeping it on the deal to
his-
surprise us.
It's on the down low. Yeah.
That'd be
I
a
hope
good
so.
surprise.
My prediction is it's gonna be the first 5 minutes of the episode and then it's gonna be done.
We need some cake
Ooh.
though. We have to have cake. If there's a, are they getting married or are they just getting?
I think they're just getting engaged. I think they're still engaged
So
to
we're
this
gonna
point.
like milk this out next season. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like
long
we need
drawn.
to see a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more of the dogs getting baths too. I missed that.
Oh, I think Josh just posted a new picture of himself on Instagram with dogs. So,
See, Josh, we are following you.
yeah.
We are super fans.
and that's what I was gonna say too. It looks like the
Noticed
flash
you didn't answer
mob.
my email.
The flash mob was up originally,
Mm.
but I think they took it down. Maybe because the episode
Yeah,
was
probably
airing.
because of the episode.
But I don't know. I'm excited for
Me
next
too.
week.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Always.
thank you everybody for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you so much.
We'll be back next week. Again, I'm your host, Erica Shannon. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Airy Baby and on Instagram at the Erica Shannon. That's Erica with the C. And please let everybody else know where you can be found, panelists.
Well, I'm Chris Valentine. You can find me on Twitter, also aka Golden Boy, and my website, chrisvalentine.la.
I'm Nick Mardi, and you can find me at Nick Mardi, MARDI 13.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Nataly Tavidian. You can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, NatalyTavidian.com, and at Nataly Tavidian.
And we'll
With
see
the
you
Y.
next week. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Take care.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas, Happy New Year. Love-
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.